It's midsummer. Let's go see what's growing in the garden. We have, dang it.
10 seconds.
God, I lost. It's midsummer in the garden and it's time to have a look around. Everything looks great and we're going to take a walk through the garden, but we're also going to prepare for our fall garden, which means clearing out the end of our spring crops and making space for what we want to plant this fall. So let's have a look. Okay, so about a week ago, we harvested our largest cabbage ever. 4 years we've been growing cabbage and trying to get a big cabbage. We bought the kind of cabbage that's supposed to grow big, but generally we get just a little, maybe 3/4 of a pound. And this year we finally got a whopper and it's time. Look at that thing. It's a monster. Oh, hitchhiker.
Woo!
We left the rest in for a little while. A couple weeks later, they're big and ready to harvest. Perfect. We have some weeding to do in our pepper bed. We put this piece of plastic on the side to increase the temperature in the mornings for the peppers, and I gotta say, it's worked amazingly. Peppers are doing better than they've ever done before. It just makes it a little more difficult to weed. So we're gonna peel this piece of plastic back, do a little bit of weeding, have a close look at our peppers, make sure everything's okay. And action.
There's a few beds that we're gonna get ready to plant something else in for the fall crops. And one of those items we're moving out of the way is our celery.
Into the wild for celery. And open it up nice at the bottom of those tomato plants. Okay, so we're doing a second take for the editor. So Robin's in the background here harvesting our dill, our fresh dill. We plant dill because we use a lot of it. But this year we interplanted it with some of our pepper plants and it's starting to take over the pepper plants. The ones that aren't heavily interplanted with dill are doing well, and the ones right next that aren't doing as well. So we're going to harvest that and we're going to use it. We bought some pickling cucumbers from a local farm and we're going to make some dill pickles. So win-win. We get pickles and the peppers get space.
Yeah. So maybe we should wait a few minutes for the train to go by. This is definitely the most dill I've ever harvested from my garden. It actually worked out really great because we picked up some pickling cucumbers from a local market this morning when we came back from the camp.
So it's been 5 weeks since the garden tour, and I can't wait to show you how much the peppers have grown. It's been a really hot, sticky summer, and the peppers seem to love that. So all of our sweets are doing really well. We're getting some really good sized fruits on them. And all of our hot peppers this year are doing fantastic. The peach habanero are a little behind, but I really think we have enough time. And if we don't, we'll dig a few up and take them in over winter, and next year we'll try again. All the peppers in pots are doing fantastic as well. The sweet bananas, we have a bunch of fruit on already. They're ready, almost ready to harvest. I'd say probably another week, and it's going to be a huge harvest.
Does everyone remember planting 6 pumpkin seeds? Cannot wait to show you it right now. Come check out all of these runners that are coming all out from underside of the plant. And we even have some fruit starting here That is definitely a set fruit. And there's another one over there. And here. So, look how gorgeous that is.
These are Arctic kiwis.
What you doing over here, Bill?
I'm looking at our Arctic kiwis. Fascinating little fruit about the size of a grape. And it looks, smells, and tastes exactly like a regular kiwi, but they only get about 3/4 of an inch around. They'll be probably another month, I'm guessing, until they're ready. They get nice and sweet and plump when they're ready. A place called Cornhill Nursery in Cornhill, New Brunswick. They had an arch going into their garden that was covered in these, and we tried a couple and they're delicious, and they grow really well in our cold climate.
So this plant is interesting because it needs a male and a female plant.
Yes.
Can you explain that a little bit better than I can?
No, I cannot.
I'm kneeling down in between our corn bed and our bean bed. We're so excited that this plant is doing so well that it's actually crossed over to the other side of the aisle. We had planted seeds in the ground for a spaghetti squash. I believe we might have had 3 mounds with 2 seeds each. And we also have 2 watermelon seedlings that we got from a nursery across the street. Also, the blue ornamental corn is planted in here. And this plant right here is one of 2 that have come up since we planted those zucchini seeds a few weeks ago. There's one there and there's another one over there. And we've also installed another arch trellis on the other side to be able to catch those runners over there. Let me show you. We removed the beans from these trellis. Last Thursday, we removed the peas from this trellis and 4 other trellises in the garden. They're drying on the fence right now. Simple.
Easy as pie.
When the peas were on the trellis growing, I put some cucumber seeds in the ground here. It took a few times, but they took probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and now they're starting to really thrive. So we took the peas off of the trellis so that the cucumbers can now grow up the trellis. And also I'm gonna remove these turnips from this bed. They haven't formed any sort of bulb on them and it's already going to be too late. So let me get to that.
It's the next day. We didn't quite make it through the garden yesterday. We wanted to pull one of our pieces of garlic. It's about that time of year. It's actually a little bit early, but everybody in the area seems to be harvesting their garlic now. So I think we're going to do a test run, pull a couple randomly and just see how they're making out and decide whether we want to leave them for another week or 2. Those are decent sized heads. So we pulled a couple samples. It didn't come out as well as we would have liked, but we do have garlic. It's well formed. It was ready to come. It just didn't take off this year. But we have to clear this bed because we're going to do our fall crop in this bed, out with the old and with the new. So good news, bad news. We got a volunteer petunia came up in our long, slim cayenne pepper plant. Bad news, we got some peppers that need attention. By attention, I mean they have to be removed. So these plants, I believe they're fat and sassy sweet pepper. They got a bacterial infection or something. There's rust on the leaves. They didn't recover well. They started to make a nice comeback, but it's too late in the season now to get any peppers off it. So we're going to clear this bed out and make room for our fall garden. We're not sure exactly what we're going to plant here yet, but it's not going to be peppers.